Well, what's up again there, guys? Brian here, the Three Topics Gamer, here to give you another episode of one of my weekly Q&A, titled People's Questions or Answer a series of questions that have been sent to me over the past week. This episode was fairly standard, nothing out of the ordinary, I would say. There were a few questions I was able to answer in the comment section, so if you don't hear them in the video, you'll know where to look unless you haven't gotten your notifications. However, there was one question from one new person that I'm saving for last because I gotta figure out how to pronounce this, or like maybe one of you guys can help me out. But before I start answering guys' questions, just like always, if you do happen to enjoy this video by the end, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep track of me on my future videos moving forward for the rest of the month. Starting off with the first question, coming from Fanfiction Fanatic 2. You want to know what was my favorite cartoon as a kid? Favorite cartoon as a kid was on Fox Kids, and I would say overall the one that I was probably addicted to the most was probably the animated Spider-Man series from Fox Kids that ran throughout the 90s. That to this day remains my favorite portrayal of Spider-Man ever across live action or comic books or even other interpretations of the character. Ran for a while, had a lot of great arcs, a lot of iconic moments that stand out to me. Yeah, so I would probably say that version of Spider-Man, the animated series. Next question comes from Lucerna, and this was kind of a one-sided question, and you want to know, if I could have one ability, what would it be? Eagle vision or telekinesis? It would be telekinesis. I mean, the ability to move objects with my mind. I mean, what the heck am I going to do with eagle vision? I mean, I'm not an assassin, so what would that get me? I mean, it depends on which game you're talking about. Eagle vision is a little bit different for every other game. It's like it allows you to kind of see the world differently and allows you to spot out a target. Since I'm not trying to kill anybody, what good is that going to do? And then in other versions, it just allows me to kind of see the vision of a bird, but I don't have any birds, and I think it would be illegal to own an eagle or a falcon here in Vegas. I mean, are you going to find any eagles or falcons here in Vegas? Yeah, highly unlikely. And even if I did, I mean, what good would it do me? Okay, so I tell my bird to go fly up and then I can see from above. Well, yeah, satellites can do that. Drones can do that. So, yeah, I don't really think eagle vision is going to help me out. But heck, telekinesis, moving things with my mind and screwing with people and being able to move all types of things. Heck, yeah. I mean, have you not seen... What was that movie? Oh, dang. Oh, man. There was a movie. It was like a found footage superhero movie where they had telekinesis and could move objects with their mind. Oh, God. I hate that I can't remember the film's name because it was a really good film back then, but it's really old. It starred Michael B. Jordan in it. If you know the film, type it in the comments down below. But I really like the film. I'm pissed off I can't remember it. It's like a single word. It's like power or control or something like that. But that's what I would do with telekinesis because that's what they did. Next question comes from the Batman of Neo Gotham, and you want to know, what was one unique talent that I saw someone do before that I wish I could do myself? Be funny. I don't think I'm a funny person. I think if I could tell a good joke, I think that's a unique talent, to make people laugh, legitimately, at things I'm saying, not things I'm doing. So yeah, being a comedian or making someone laugh or being able to emit some amount of good humor, I think that is a talent I would love to have. Next question comes from Shadow Desis Gaming. You want to know, what are my thoughts on the Old Republic Star Wars film that is coming out? We don't even know if that's a real thing. I mean, we haven't seen anyone say yes. We've heard talks like they would like to do it, but no one at Disney has said, yes, we are definitively doing this. A script is being written. We've picked a director. We have a release date. So we don't even know if it's coming out. And I think even if it was supposed to come out, I don't really trust Disney, this regime of Disney, with Star Wars right now. I mean, trust me. I mean, people who are fans of the Old Republic are going to expect that. And if they could mess up the original trilogy as bad as they did with what they did with the sequels, could you imagine how badly they're going to mess up the Old Republic? Especially since I've heard Kathleen Kennedy is still going to be in charge. I mean, do you really trust that she is going to do justice to the Old Republic storyline? Yeah, I don't think so. So I wouldn't get too excited. I'd be excited about the upcoming game, but I would not be excited for the movie if it ever does come out. So yeah. Next question. Comes from Brady Burke. You want to know, was it worth making the Versus series? Um, yeah, I think so. I don't regret making it. I'm surprised it lasted as long. I did it as long as I did, and I was surprised with how successful it ended up being. It certainly helped grow the channel for a number of years. But heck, I'm happy that I'm done with it and can move on to other things. But no, I do not regret it one bit. I mean, I learned a lot about myself and about other characters that, I mean, trust me, there was a number of characters that I thought I knew, but by doing research it just increased my knowledge on those characters, and that made me like them even more. Like a prime example of that was Virgil from Devil May Cry. I mean, I knew a good amount of Virgil, but once I did research on him, he became an even cooler character. And it was actually through my research about knowing the character that he was elevated to becoming my favorite Devil May Cry character of all time. Just that was after I did research on him. So yeah, I know I don't regret it at all. Now, the last question of the episode. I swear, I don't even know how to pronounce this name, and I'm not even going to attempt to try to type it down here. So I'm just going to call you Jug. But if any of you guys get a chance, be sure to check the comment section of the last episode and look at this name and tell me if you guys can pronounce it, because this doesn't even look like a word, but I can tell whoever made this put a lot of work. Like, either this is a real name that someone says, or they were just pressing buttons on their keyboard. It looks like it's supposed to be a name or a word, but I don't even know how to pronounce this. So yeah, I'll just call you Jug. But you want to know, do I prefer to watch animes in English or Japanese with subtitles, and why? I think it depends on the anime and what's available. I have no problems watching animes in English dub or watching them with Japanese and English subtitles. I mean, a prime example of this is Dragon Ball Super. When it was first coming out, you could only watch it in Japanese with English subtitles, and I had no problem with that, even though, when I was growing up watching, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT, it was all in dub. But heck, that was a prime example of me being able to watch an anime in Japanese with English subtitles. And the same goes with other animes. I think it just depends on the animes. There's some animes I would prefer to be dubbed, and other ones I'm okay reading subtitles. It doesn't really matter. It just depends on the anime itself. That'll decide which version I would prefer. And that'll about do it for this episode of People's Questions. I want to thank everyone that sent in your questions I was able to answer in this video, as well as able to answer in the comment section of the last video. If you guys have any more questions you'd like me to answer in next week's episode, be sure to type them in the comments down below. But make sure you get them into me roughly before next Wednesday around noon, before I start filming the next episode. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you all next time.